The following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, why every man in a thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me, big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy, big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC. Always love the clothes of Jimmy. Bitch, I'm your wanna be, Jimmy Star, new celebrity. We'll take you out.
Hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We're going to have a great show for you today. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before I tell you who's coming on, let's just say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
I'm busy making out with Astro.
Yes, I see. Everybody else can see.
Our little Poochie, our little 7-pound baby boy. He's such a lover. All he wants to do is kiss. I love him. Anyway, yeah, it's very hot out today. What's the temperature?
I don't know. It's about 110, I think.
Still with that stupid triple digit stuff?
Yes, for a little while longer. Let's say hi to everybody. We got a chat room full of people. So hello, chat room. What's going on? We have Teresa from Saving Marketing in the chat room. Backpack John, Lady Lake Music, Cindy. Thanks for putting up the promos. Don Hinton made it. Yay, we're glad you made it. I think Anton might be in there. Backpack John is in there. Lots of people showing up. So thanks for tuning in, everybody. We got a great show for you guys today. We have actress and scream queen Julianne Prescott coming on the show. And then we have basically like rock star Rocky Kramer, one of the best guitarists I've ever heard in my life.
You bet.
And he's coming on, and he's from where's he from?
From Australia? Norway, right?
Yeah, because they call him the modern day Viking rock and roller person. So it should be a lot of fun. So we're going to have a really good time. Before we get started with our first guest, though, we're going to do our regular little smoothie thing. So you have anything you want to bring up, Ron, or should I bring something up?
Well, I had my other eye done, this eye. And that's the reason. I had a cataract removed. Now I have beautiful new eyes, except they water and they burn. I don't know why I'm having such trouble seeing. Everything is blurry right now, but I guess they have to heal. So that's the reason for the sunglasses. It's not because I want to be Norma Desmond from Sunset Boulevard. Although
that's right.
I could look like a Hollywood star now, being very, as we used to say years ago, profiling. Do you remember that expression, profiling?
Well, that's a different.
No, profiling was when you did this.
Yeah.
That was profiling. And that was kind of like, showing off.
Everybody else thinks you just wore the glasses because they match your outfit so good. And everybody says, love it.
Listen, I'm a coordinator. I coordinate everything. I coordinate food. I coordinate tables when I dress them for dinner parties.
See, he even has an orange watch to go with the orange sun on his flamingo.
And the green. I coordinate everybody. I came from the era of coordinating. Now, today I have seen men out with plaid shirts, polka dot pants, and striped socks. In my day, they would shoot you in the street because you were mentally ill and probably dangerous. But today, nobody has any sense of design. They wear polka dots with stripes with plaid. I don't. I wear print with solids. I match my clothing. And I'm known as a very well dresser. I was told that by Mr. Blackwell. Mr. Blackwell was the guy who wrote the 10 worst dress list, and he was a designer of fabulous women's clothing. And Richard used to always say to me, Ron, you look so beautiful. You coordinate. You always look, in tune.
So
I suggest people do that.
Cindy Lady Lake.
Shut up a minute. Especially when you come on our show. Don't come on looking like a rag picker.
So Cindy Lady Lake says she likes to coordinate too, and Don Hinton says that that both of us are giving, because I'm wearing a pastel color, we're giving Miami Vice flashbacks.
Well, actually, who said that?
Dawn. She's right.
Dawn, you're wrong. If you open up a GQ magazine or any of the magazines, the 1950s Hawaiian is back. People like Sadie Katz and her soon-to-be husband, Miles Reef.
Tiki
Room. They got their garage and they converted it into a bar tiki club. and it's absolutely beautiful.
I like the Miami Vice thing though because of what happened to us at the info. It's what happened to you.
No, I don't even want to remember that. But no, it's not a Miami. No, it's not a old-fashioned thing. It's a very current thing. Hawaiian prints are so very in right now. Ralph Lauren, that's all he's showing, and all the designers. So it's retro 1955.
I can't show them.
Retro 1955. In 1955, I never wore a Hawaiian shirt. I wouldn't be caught dead in one. But nowadays it's different. Everything is old is new again, as they say.
That's right. Even us.
Not me, baby. I'm recycled. I'm 50 again. I'm going from 50 to 80 again.
Everybody says they love that look, though. They think it's a fabulous look.
It's a great look today because we need it. You see, in 1950, we had magnificent cars, convertibles that were a mile long that were comfortable. We all lived very well. We had a lot of money, and we didn't earn a lot of money, but we had a lot of money. So life was good. But today with the virus and what's going on between the red and the blue politics, we need to look gay and happy and up. And this shirt is a happy shirt. And that's why I wore it, because I want to look happy.
There you go.
We can't, wearing gray today is so depressing.
And we live in the desert, so like gray doesn't really work anyway. You're right too. Teresa says everything in the stores, they show a lot of gray and brown, but we don't like that.
I mean, you go to Bloomingdale's or anywhere to look at furniture, you want to puke. Everything is gray. Gray. What is this with this gray furniture? I mean, that's concentration camp to me. Awful that the gray stuff, the gray walls with the gray sofa, the gray chair, and a blue rug. What kind of colors? Those colors are sad. You need to be bright, flamingo, yellow, mint, pistachio, red. That'll make you feel good when you wake up. Either it'll frighten you to death or it'll make you feel good. But color is wonderful. My best buddy, Jane Russell, the legendary movie star who was a Christian, used to always say to me, the Lord Jesus said, wear color. And she did. She wore turquoise and pink and always wore bright colors. And I guess Jesus said something right. So if you people out there believe in Jesus, wear bright pastels.
That's right. And we're excited because tonight we're going to the Dreamcatcher Ranch.
What's it called?
The Dreamcatcher.
Dreamcatcher Ranch?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it had a name.
Dreamcatcher. So we're going to the Dreamcatcher with Sadie and Miles.
Sadie, our dear friends. And Shane, and her name is hard. She's Japanese, so it's a Japanese name. Kiyoma.
We're going to Kiyoma and Shane.
Absolutely one of the nicest, sweetest, dearest, most lovely people in the world. She's up, she's funny, she's a chatterbox. She's the kind of people you want to be around. So tonight's going to be a nice night, and also they've invited another couple.
Yes.
So we're going to meet some new people.
So we're having dinner for 8.
But I love it up there because the boulders, it's the boulder country, all big, huge boulders, and it's up in the mountains, and it looks like something from an old Roy Rogers Western. And what they did to that place, it's a bed and breakfast, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. It's so worth going there, and I understand it's quite affordable. But the beautiful part is down here in the low valley, we're 108, but they're in the high desert. We're low desert, they're high desert. They're around 90 or 85, so there's always a beautiful, cool breeze in the high desert.
So we got some new people that joined us too. We want to say hi to B. Claudia, who joined us from Georgia. From Germany. B.
She's not new.
She just showed up now in the chat room.
Yeah, but don't make people think she's new.
No, she's not new.
She's one of our biggest people. She's
been
with us forever, B. Claudia.
And we also have Tim O'Donnell. He joined us in the chat room. So hello. So everybody's having fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. Tim says he loves Julianne Prescott. So that's fun because we all love her too.
Is the degenerate here, Dave?
I didn't see Dave in there
yet. He's going to miss Julianne then.
Oh, he'll show up just in time. He usually does.
Maybe he had a heart attack from Sherry Davis, her cleavage in the last picture she put on Facebook. She was hanging those boobies out, and I think Dave the pervert must have.
Is Dave on Facebook too? I don't think I'm friends with him on Facebook.
I think I am.
I follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, Dave and I are friends on Facebook.
I have to look and see that one. So anyway,
we are.
So the world is coming back together now. The Directors Guild and stuff has said it's okay for directors to go start working again. So movies are going to get made. And anybody wants to invest in any movies, I've got a whole bunch of them I'm working on, so you can contact me. Also,
let me explain that, because you never do, and I get really upset. I do it in layman speech. I don't do movie bullshit. I don't do presidential, lectures with big words, because we don't really think that way. I give it to you straight to the shoulder, kids. Here's where it's at. Movie theaters are a thing of the past. They're closing like crazy. In the malls, we don't think they're ever going to open again because of this bullshit virus that we have to stay 6 feet apart. If you go to the movies and everybody's 6 feet apart, they're not making any money. So what's happening now is they're producing films just like they did before the virus, but the films go directly to your home. Now we have screens that are the size of the room. We have theaters. I mean, I've been to people's homes where they have theaters in their homes that are better than the theaters I went to and paid $20 a ticket or whatever that stupid amount of money was. Now you could go on Netflix or whatever Flex, or your sister's ass Flex, whatever Flex you want, and you pay $4 or $5 or $7, and 5 of you in a room can watch a major motion picture that would have gone to a theater. Where I'm going with this is the best investment that you could invest in is a good movie, because when they sell, and in the Asian market, they sell like crazy. Horror movies, the crappiest ones in the world, make the biggest money in the Asian market. All over the world, the horror movies go. They dub them in 100 languages, but people buy them. Now, that money goes where? Most of it into your pocket. It is the best investment. Get on the ball. Don't let everybody else make money and you're like still playing the stock market. Chiclet's gum is gone with the wind, so don't invest.
Also, though, movie theaters are not totally dead.
Well, they are really.
Tenet, that movie Tenet, it came out a week ago. It did $250 million worldwide. It's in theaters.
Yeah, I know, but what is it going to do when it's on Netflix?
It'll do more, but they still got $250 million already.
But that's we can't go there. You can't get in on making money in a movie theater. But if you're the movie theater, then you're making direct money to you. It's so understandable. I mean, when you go to the movies, you spend $18, $19 for a ticket, and that goes to the production company. You get shit. You just get to see the movie.
No, if you're an investor in that movie, you get
but
money.
What are you investing in the movie? Those movies are in the millions. You have to invest a lot of money to make a return.
I don't make any cheap movies either. My movies are not cheap.
We're not talking about you, Rosemont.
That's how I started this whole conversation.
I know, Rosemont, but we're not talking about you. I'm talking to people out there how to invest. Invest in a $250,000 film back end. Be a producer. You will make money because those films sell. They sell for what? Anywhere from $9 to $20 in Kmart or Walmart. Even the films I'm in. I mean, what film sold out?
Even the films I'm in.
No, but it's true. Even the films I'm in, we went to look for one. Which one was it? Oh, Clown Fear, that piece of work. And it was sold out. We couldn't find Clown Fear. So they sell. If you're in the production, you will make money on the back end. It's a guarantee. It's an income. And those films can sell for a couple of years. Yes, the check will diminish as the years go on, but so what? I have a royalty check. I think I got 20 cents. I did a check for 20 cents because the film was about 40 years old. But that was my royalty. So all these years I was getting $20, then $10, then $5. But,
Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to bring in our first guest. So, Rebel, you can go ahead and let her in whenever you get a chance. She's going to be coming on right now, everybody. Thanks, B. Hello.
Hi.
Good. We want to make sure we can hear. Okay, wait. We got to make your. Are you on a laptop?
Yes, I am.
Tilt it back a little bit so we don't lose the top of your head.
You look like you got scalped.
There, I'm rolling now.
Yay, perfect.
You
All our movies behind her. All right.
Hubba hubba zing zing, baby, you got everything.
I get my boobs up in there for you, Ron.
I know that, but that's you could stand up a little.
You can.
I mean, show them because we have a lot of people that come in to see boobs.
There you go.
Very nice, lovely. Oh my God!
I got dressed today in a nice dress because I was going to go on the show.
Yeah.
Your boobs are better and softer than that guy on television who sells pillows.
Oh, my pillow.
My pillow. Your boobs
MyPillow.com.
are softer looking than my pillow. Can I rest my head on them one day when I'm weary and old?
Oh my gosh, everybody in the chat room's going nuts. So hold on, we got to do an official introduction.
See what boobs do now. If I whipped out my
we got to do an introduction.
Wait 1 minute. If I whipped out my wang, would it be the same? No. Women would go, ooh, put it away. See? So
that's just the way it goes. What are you gonna
boobs
do?
are nice, wangs are not.
All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented and gorgeous Julianne Prescott. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's gonna be fun. So before we get started,
I want to work with you.
Even though they already know him, let me introduce you to my cool, outrageous man about town, Ron Russell.
Again with that bullshit. Listen, I want to work with you one day.
You're in a film that she's in.
I'm in the film with her?
You're not with her, but you're in a film that she's in it and you're in it.
Oh, you and I are in the same film, but not in the scene.
Yeah,
Right.
we're
What film is that?
Wait. First, we got to send us all hellos. All right. So now we have a chat room full of people. We've got Germany. We have the UK, Canada, United States. Just say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
And make sure you say hi to, just make a special hi to Tim O'Donnell because he loves you.
Tim O'Donnell, thank you so much for coming and joining us today. And I hope that, if you have any questions, I don't know how we go about doing this, but if you're in the chat,
you know what?
You know what?
Send him a tongue kiss. There you go. Tim, you just got a tongue kiss. Now.
That was like a scary one. That was like a Nightmare on Elm Street one.
That's okay.
He just ran to the bathroom for that.
So hang on, hold on. So first of all, I want everybody to know. So are you from Florida originally?
Yes, I'm from St. Petersburg.
Julianne and I are both from Florida, and when I met her in LA at the Clown Motel premiere, I was looking at her, and we actually knew each other when we were in Florida because we used to go to Spooky Empire, and we were both on Burn Notice, The Glades, and Rock of Ages.
Yes, we were.
So it's very cool. And so she moved. So why did you where do you actually live?
I'm in Las Vegas, and we ended up out here just so that we could be close enough to our friends in LA and be able to go. It's very cheap and it's very fast to get back and forth. But, LA is always constantly moving and the prices go up and down and fluctuate. So we just needed a little bit of space. We consider this to be an offshoot of LA, and it's just a quick 4-hour, jaunt to get to us. So
I love it.
We have a lot of people that live in Las Vegas who are friends of ours that used to live in LA. For me, Vegas doesn't work. I think it's too many bulbs.
I could see that. It's very hot. It's even hotter here as well, those triple digits. But we do go down. We're sitting at 100 as a high, but that's going to go away soon. But you're talking.
Yeah.
We're not actually in LA, though. We live in Palm Springs in the desert, so it's freaking hot.
What we are very similar to what we've got going here done.
Yeah, we live in the other oven. But it's really
how's Bill?
He's good. He actually went shopping. I gave him my list. And so I'm in his office right now, which is why you see all these fabulous Star Wars things going on. Because downstairs we have dogs and they're kind of irritated today. So I asked if I could take over his habitat. And he said he loves you guys. He said that he loves you guys very much. And so he was more than happy to provide the space.
Yay. So
back to him.
No, Bill's a great guy, and did you meet him at Spooky Empire?
I met him at the first Days of the Dead in Indiana, believe it or not, the very first.
Oh, okay.
So, but we didn't get together for another year because I was very intimidated by him, and I figured, he's a very strong, silent type. So
he's the coolest guy ever. He's the coolest guy ever. He's very, very cool. I think that's so cool. I didn't know that you guys were married. When I saw you at Clown Motel, and somebody introduced you with his last name, and I was like, I know a Bill. Is that And then they were like, yeah, that's the husband and everything. And I was like, oh my god, how fucking cool is that? It's like 6 degrees of separation.
I find the world is very, very small, especially when you're involved with something that you love. It's a very passionate community, so many people do know each other. But yeah, I keep Prescott just because. To keep the credits in line. I found it was very hard to merge things.
It is very hard.
Sometimes I do projects that maybe he's like, what the heck is she doing over there? So kind of keep it on.
Tell me. What film are we in?
We're
compatible.
Uncompatible.
Crime Hotel 2 incompatible.
Oh, we're in 2 films together. Well, we have to work on another film where we work opposite each other.
I would love that. I would love that you're my best friend and we're inseparable and you help me to make good decisions, but I keep messing up and it's just very fun. I feel like that somebody should start writing that right now.
Absolutely.
No, I like working with powerful actors. I don't like working with weak actors. I made a movie, I won't say the movie, but it was years ago, and I'm a mean cop from New York who's really ornery, and I'm pissed off because I know that this guy killed his brother, and he's lying about it, but actually it's the Swamp Thing that killed the brother, this monster. So I'm yelling at him, and I'm really ornery, and I'm saying, you know, I don't believe you're bullshit. Don't tell me you. And he jumps up and he said, oh, you're a bastard. And I looked at the director. I said, what are we doing here? I just laid the guy out. I'm ready to punch his face in. I'm screaming at him that he's a murderer. And he stood up and he said, oh, you're a bastard. You know, it kills the scene.
Kisser. Yeah.
I mean, and they called themselves actors. I wanted to say to him, get the fuck off this production, you stupid bastard. You know, you don't know you're anything. You were fed such energy. Wow, respond.
Actually, hold on. Okay, I want to interrupt.
Wait, I want to go to my question.
Oh, okay, go to the question.
Maricon puta. When you're fed like that, how do you react?
I just do my own thing. There's been many times where I just kind of focus on myself and I'll be the loudest one there. And I feel almost theatrical, like I'm on stage. I'm not overdoing it, but some people will be a bit more meek or their delivery is not as, you know, I don't know, just from the back of their soul or something. But I find sometimes I have this strong idea and a lot of power going on and my own kind of vision. And maybe sometimes it doesn't vibe with the rest of the scene or who's there. So I kind of let whoever's in charge let me know basically if that was the right way to go. But I find sometimes that happens where I'm just very emotional and very driven and someone else there that's just maybe not as...
Well, it makes a scene happen. Now, Betty Davis, you know who she is, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Betty Davis never worked with a tough guy. She always worked with weak men, George Brent, and the list goes on, because Betty Davis was the mouthpiece that told everybody off and nobody could do it back. Miriam Hopkins did it in one film and Betty wasn't happy with it. And she said that Miriam Hopkins was eating up the scenery, which is not true. Some actors, they want to be... Barbara Stanwyck was another one. You know who she is?
Yes.
Barbara Stanwyck was another one who liked telling off men, smacking them and behaving like a wild woman. And the men never reciprocated. Those scenes worked because those stars were stars and legends, and people went to the movies to see them behave that way. But today they don't do that. So I feel if the scene, you need to have some volatile behavior in a scene to keep people awake. A lot of the horror movies I'm in, they're too amby-pamby and let's chop a head off.
Actually,
I can feel that.
You know what I mean? I would like to be...
No matter what I'm doing that has... She's got
like
some kind of life to her. She's not just laying there floating through the scenery.
I would like to see some good acting and then chop the head off.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I support that fully. I mean, I think
you've been in bigger films and smaller films, so you've kind of seen both. So you see the ones, you know, that the I don't want to say they're bad films, but the lower budget films that don't have a lot of money to work with, you know, and then the ones with the bigger budgets and how they are very different.
You know what, Jimmy? Budget means shit. If you're an actor, you go there and you give your best work.
That's true. The actor still should act.
If it's a $15,000 movie or a $50 million movie, act. That's what you're hired for. That's what you do. And I feel a lot of people that do these $15,000 10-day films figure, oh, fuck you, for $200 a day if I'm lucky. I'm not breaking.
15,000, you don't make 200.
No. I'm talking about a 10-day film. That's a $65,000, $75,000 film, and you only get paid anywhere from $150 to $200 a day, and it's a long day. And a lot of actors feel I'm not going to give it my best. What for? It's no big deal.
I don't think they think that.
Oh, yes, they do. It
Ask
shows
her.
in
Do
the-
you feel that way? You do your best no matter what, right?
She's
a real actress.
She's an actress. Don't
I've
include.
seen it happen. I've seen it phoned in where people. It's not just. I mean, yes, the money matters a lot. We're not going to discount that or lie about it, but there's other things that make people come to work and give a good performance and do those long hour days and stay afterwards and help clean up or, do input or help other actors run their lines or whatever you may have on set that's needed. They go the extra mile because of the other people that are there. If they admire the person next to them and they don't have an attitude and think that they need to go off by themselves and that they're running the show and they're up here, you have to somehow, whether it's the production side or the actors themselves, have everybody, connect. There has to be a connection and they have to believe in the project. They do have to believe it's going somewhere. And they do, for me personally, I have to be invested. I have to like the story. I come in as a fan, first and foremost. That's why I even started this in the first place. So if I believe I'm going to have fun or want to watch this, I'm not going to really, I don't take the money. I don't do the film if I don't want to watch it, before we even get started. So
right.
First of all, you have
a lot of people read lines, and that's my biggest objection. I'm always bitching about that. Don't come on the set and read your lines. Try acting. It's a lot of fun. And most of them just come on and they stand there like statues and they move their mouths like puppets and they read their fucking lines. That's not an actor. Pick your nose, scratch your ass, burp, do something, but make it real.
It's better to just ask if I can try something. There's sometimes, it's written with a vision, but when you go there and you have the actor in front of you, maybe something comes out weird. It doesn't sound right. The verbiage, something like that. There are people that care very much about that. Be honest, be open. And sometimes you can say what you really feel is appropriate, change it around. Some people don't want you to, but if you feel like you want to do that, I always ask. I think it's better to ask and make it feel a little more, natural or something that you feel you would want to say in that.
Well, I do this. I ask, could we shoot it my way and then shoot it your way? And you guys decide in the crap room where you want to scrap what. Yeah. And they always pick my way so far. because
I like that.
Well, nobody can do I'm from Brooklyn, and nobody plays a Brooklyn gangster better than me because the accent's authentic.
It is.
It's real. And you can't bluff a Brooklyn accent. I mean, they sound stupid. So when I work as a gangster, which is always mean cop from Brooklyn, I say, listen, that word. If ever you said that word in Brooklyn, they'd beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
So you can't use that word. It's too gay. It's too faggy. You can't use it. So let's change it to something from Brooklyn. And I use a street word. And they say, but nobody knows that. And I say, yeah, they do. It follows the sentence.
So hold on, I want to get in.
Get in here, baby.
Right, so get in here. Okay. First of all, everybody in the chat room, they're talking about how nice you are. A lot of people talk how talented you are, that you're good at improvising, and all the girls love your hair.
I do too. It's Irish setter.
Pumpkin spice. No, I don't know what it is. It was a bad bleach job that I just put a little color into, and like you were saying earlier, a little color goes a long way. I'm happy. I woke up happy today with this bright colored hair.
We need all the color we can in the world because the red and the blue are making us sick. So we need other colors like pastels. We've had enough red and blue on television. That nonsense, back and forth insults. Stupid people.
The Tim O'Donnell guy. Do you know Tim O'Donnell? He's recently been coming into our chat room a lot lately. He's a great guy. I'm gonna assume you kind of know him, but I don't know. But he's our resident perv for the day because he wants to know who has bigger boobs, you or Sherry Davis.
Oh,
I think we might have to have a boob off or something. I don't know, like a.
No. You can
right now. Why? That's my son. We're doing a wonderful show right now, so
hi, son.
That's my son.
Anyway, that guy. About our dog starts. Astro.
Somebody's walking by with a dog.
He should ask me who has bigger boobs. At Astro.
That's okay. Go.
At the Sue Wong Oscar party, Sherry Davis wore a gown that one side exposed almost one breast. Very little was not
beautiful.
exposed. It was a magnificent
It was so
gown.
sexy, gorgeous.
Her breasts are big, but the
She's
biggest
beautiful.
the
She has
biggest
amazing-
tits, the
Yes.
biggest tits I know belong to Eileen Shapiro.
She doesn't know Eileen.
No, but we call her Eileen Tits Shapiro.
I feel like I've seen her online though. I feel like I've seen photos
Yes.
and things.
She's my business partner in World Star PR and a dear friend of ours.
And I
also.
always say that you see her tits turn a corner before she does.
That's how it should be. What wonderful thing to have.
I mean, no, they are you, and they're real. They're not bags. Nature gave them to her. They're gigantic. But Sherry Davis has beautiful boobs as well. Sarah French has pretty boobs. They're real. They're little pretty ones. Sadie Katz doesn't have bags. Her boobies are nice and real. They're like little titties. I call them little titties. Who else?
She's got a ballet body though. She's very
Yes, she does. We're going to see her this afternoon.
Lorene Landon has 2 mandolins. She got huge boobs. But also whose boob is Angie Baby.
Yeah, Angela
Joseph's got a set. She's got nut tits for days also. So I'm surrounded by a lot of boobs. It's fun. Yours are very beautiful. You could show them again.
Yeah, and I'm not wearing a bra.
Look at them. They really are.
They really are beautiful.
You got about 7 inches of cleavage. That's doing good.
I'm going for that grand entrance myself. They do their job, but I think we present together. They don't quite that extra
beautiful
way. So
Angela Joseph says she loves you for saying she's got the biggest ones.
Who?
Angie Joseph.
No. I think Tits has bigger than her.
Oh, Eileen.
Eileen, I think, has big. I have to.
So let's go.
A fashion show. I think we need a catwalk and everyone.
I know we should do a boob catwalk show.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
Next time Angie and Eileen are together, girls, whip off your bras and let's see.
No.
Why they would? I'm gay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but everybody else isn't.
No, not for the world to see in private.
Oh, for private. Okay, so hold on. Here's some of the things you guys.
Wait a minute. I want to see who whips off their bra and who's.
I'm interested in knowing.
Wait. Here comes a joke. A joke. Don't step on my joke. Stop. I want them to whip off their bra and see whose tits bounce off the floor first.
Like an Olympic. We all need that these days. Create our own sporting events, new things that we can all, be happy about and take bets on.
So I wrote down a bunch of films.
One more question. Do you do nudes in your films?
No. Oh, yes. I don't know.
I do.
So,
I've done.
And you get paid extra.
At all.
You get $500 extra for boob shots, right?
Again, there's usually a differential, but it depends on the project. If I really want to be there and be part of it, then we discuss it. That's why I don't have representation. I always like to talk one-on-one so we can have those conversations and figure it out. But yeah,
I have to tell you something about that.
I once said to a production company, I'll show my dick for $5. And they said, that's okay, we'll pass.
Yeah, right. He's joking. So hold on, you guys. First of all, I want to say something about that because you're a very successful indie actress. Just so you guys know, she's got 26 titles in development, 31 titles in production, and 63 completed projects on IMDb. So she's got a whole bunch of shit going on. Some of the things you guys might have seen her in, and I actually wrote down some because like a lot of the movies that you've been in have all been on our show. But she's working on Appetite for Sin, Incompatible, a screen life thriller. She got another movie, and I picked it out because it's not a horror movie. It doesn't seem like Space Captain and Callista with Gil Gerard.
It's a beautiful film. It's actually a dramatic comedy. And I did have a different role initially, but my schedule caused me to not be able to fulfill that. And they were wonderful. They included me, and I have this very dramatic scene in it. Basically, it's about a family where the son is on the spectrum and another family, and they're dealing with a young girl who is sort of on the outskirts of society. She's not fitting in. These people, these two characters form a lovely friendship, and kind of like the dark side of what these families might go through, how they might interact. It's a fabulous movie. It's actually been going through the festival circuit, And not sure where it is right now where you can view it. I know there was one recently where you could, pay like $10 and you could watch it, and there was a live, how you would do normally at a festival, but they did it online and it was wonderful. So yeah, I'm very, very proud of that film, and I feel very honored to be part of it because I love horror. That's honestly my main thing, but this is something that going to make a huge difference.
I love horror.
Didn't they warn you not to talk about I get yelled at. I get bulletins on my Facebook.
Her movie's out.
It doesn't matter. I have movies out too, and I'm still not allowed.
You're allowed to talk about the ones that are out. You can't talk about the. Yes, you are.
I have.
You can talk about Clown Fear. It's out.
Who wants to talk about Clown Fear? Did you ever see Clown Fear?
Wait, hang on. Say that again.
I feel, is that one having screenings online as well, or hitting festivals? I've heard that.
No, Clown Fear already got released in February. It's already been at Walmart and everywhere, and all your friends are in it.
I know. I love Sadie.
Sadie's in it. Sadie is the lead, and Augie's in it. She's
Melissa Dowling's in it.
Listen, I told the story 1,000 times. I'm going to say it again. All those broads and I were in one trailer. They were talking about all the guys they screwed, who had big ones, who had little ones, and famous actors. These broads have been around. And I was sitting there and I said to myself, I thought men were filthy and talk dirty. Women got us beat. They are notorious. They know a guy's dick down to the inch. They say who eats pussy good, who doesn't. I mean, I sat there getting an education. I was hysterical. I couldn't stop laughing.
Did they pillow fight? Because that's a question that keeps going around, because there's so many movies that showcase us girls just sitting around pillow fighting. So we would all ask, we've been asking on every set now, do you pillow fight? Did you ever pillow fight? So did they pillow fight?
No, not while we were there.
What does that mean?
Pillow fight.
Actually, each other around in the lingerie with the pillow.
No. They just swing their chests around and hit each other with their breasts.
That's actually a pillow fight as well. Dirty pillow fight.
Right. No, they do booby fights.
Yeah. So hold on.
It was a lot of fun. I said to Sadie, I think it was Sadie Katz, I said, why don't we have a camera in here? Fuck a reality show. They would pay millions of dollars. People would kill to see what you girls just said. And Sadie,
because it's a secret society.
Sadie said, but Ron, we would deny all of it.
So hang on, you guys.
Sadie. We're seeing Sadie and Miles, her fiance, tonight.
I love Sadie.
I love Sadie. Sadie's my sweetie. She's my other daughter, my adopted daughter.
So hang on. Here's some other movies, you guys, she's been in. So we have, besides Space Captain,
you haven't got all night to do her films. It's going to take hours.
It's not going to take hours. Just let me fucking talk. I know we're not going to do it.
She's got 100 films
going. So okay, so I picked out some of them just because they have cool titles. First of all, Desert Moon has everybody.
Hang on.
Astro, shut up.
Don't you just love working from home?
Oh, I mean, that's another reason why I'm in here. I have 3 of them running around, and one of them howled.
In a studio, it's so quiet. This is working.
We have 3 of them too.
Go, Jimmy. Go.
She's got Shakespeare's Shitstorm. What a title, with Lloyd Kaufman and Debbie Rochon. And the reason I'm bringing them up is because those people were on our show. Desert Moon with Sarah French, Richard Grieco, Maria Olsa, James Duval, and Tyler Gallant. With everybody but Tyler's been on.
Good people.
Angry Asian Murder Hornets, which just came out on television a couple weeks ago, I think. That's a Dustin Ferguson film with Sherry Davis and Mike Ferguson. Yay! Another Dustin Ferguson film, Los Angeles Shark Attack, with everybody we've had. Brink Stevens, Donna Lee Heising, Maria Olsen, Mike Ferguson, Vita Ghaffari, Sherry Davis, and Mel Novak. We've had all of them on our show.
Friends. Everybody's our friend.
Clown Motel, Spirits Arise, which was Clown Motel 1. Then she's got Clownado, The Uh-Oh Show, which was a Herschel Gordon Lewis film, maybe his last one.
I think it was. No, I think he might have had one more, but that was, I believe, his last main one. And Lloyd Kaufman was in that as well as. I mean,
Mike Christopher, Krista Grady Saxon, and Brooke McCarter. That was, you probably moved right after that, right?
Brooke?
No, you probably left right after you did the Uh-Oh Show.
Yeah. It wasn't long after that. I forget what was my last project before moving to the West Coast, but that was a huge one. There's a lot of people that we did lose. That was a wonderful. I love to rewatch it and see these people again.
Me too. I watch it for Brooke because Brooke was a really good. Brooke is the person who brought me into the horror community and introduced me to everybody. He was a really good friend of mine.
Your beautiful fashions at Spooky.
Yes.
I remember the last time I saw Brooke was there as well, and I believe you were there. And it was very hard to lose him. He was a very special person, especially growing up out in the Tampa Bay area and going over to Orlando and back, and wonderful person.
Absolutely. I
have
love
got
it.
to say, in all honesty, and I don't bullshit anybody, I tell the truth whether you like it or not. I only met one evil fuck in this business. And that was on one rotten son of a bitch that I had a big fight with, and that was in Big Friggin' Rat. But I just would have nothing to do with this fellow. I'll never work with him again. He's a hideous human being. Mm-hmm. But out of that, everybody's a dreamboat. I have friends.
I had a fantastic scene with Gary. We were camping, and I had been in a tent before. Like, I'd never gone camping, and she just thought it was hilarious. When I was like, I want to be the one that sits in the tent. I've never been in a tent. She's like, you've been camping? And I'm like, no. It was so much fun. So I can't wait to see that one. And
but really, everybody I've ever worked with have been fun and nice and sweet and caring and very, very patient and tolerant.
And you've also got a Lionsgate film coming out October 20th, I think, because we have Sadie coming on the day after it opens. Thomas Churchill's The Amityville Harvest,
which I hear it's fabulous.
I loved my role. I'm your stereotypical goth girl who wants to get laid in the morgue.
You in that film too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why would I bring it up?
Now I want to see it more.
Yeah, I'm the goth girl that wants to get laid in the funeral home, and maybe we don't come out finding it, but I won't.
No, I don't.
I'm in the trailer for a split second. I'm like, I'm allowed to see the trailer.
She's telling you stuff you're allowed to know. She knows what she's allowed to say.
She can't say that Churchill have a fit.
She knows what she can say.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she talked about the trailer. Honey, I know she knows what she can say.
Now
Just
we
relax.
know that she gets laid in the coffin.
No, she's the girl.
Well, I say I'm looking for love.
Tries to get laid.
Churchill yells at me
because you're telling.
I didn't say jack shit. I said one thing about my part in the movie.
I know, but you told them what happens, and you can't tell people what happens.
No, your mind said that because you know what happened.
You said it to a million people.
No, I left it. Fuck you. I left it mysterious.
Anyway,
I hate
you
my
guys.
Wait, could you loan me money so I get a divorce?
Quiet. So you guys, the Amityville Harvest comes out October 20th. It stars. We've got the fabulous Julianne Prescott in it. We also have Paul Logan, Sadie Katz, Eileen Dietz, Kyle Lauder, Rufus Dorsey, who was the black guy in Clean. Awesome guy. We love him. And Jan Birch. So it's gonna be fun.
Jan Birch. All my friends. I really have to say it. Out of all the people I know, and I know 100 or more, only one creep. One creep and 99.
Though that's amazing because you deal with so many people and there's only one weirdo,
And everybody else is absolutely the nicest, the sweetest. I miss my red carpets, not to see the stupid movies, but the gossip. I miss the lobby.
The gossip and missing talking to all the people.
Everybody in the lobby, who's wearing what, who's going where, who's banging who. I love that.
And Angela Joseph writes in the chat room, Ron, you're the king of spoilers, but we love you.
What do you mean the king of spoilers?
Because you always say shit you're not supposed to say, but we love you.
Bullshit. I talk good about. I happen to like Clown Fear too. I like my part. I think I did a good job.
So anyway, let's go back.
I'm happy with Clown.
Let's go back to Julie.
Too.
All right, so you love it, and you started out as a fan. So what are like 3 of your favorite horror movies that you like? Your go-to movies if you were going to go watch them? What would you like to watch?
I actually just revisited one of those recently. It's Cheerleader Camp is one of my favorites. It's very cheesy. I mean, my favorites are all like within the 80s or, early 90s. Cheerleader Camp is a true favorite. And I watched it again the other day and it's still, the deaths are just amazing. It's a wonderful film. It's so much fun, especially being like an awkward kid that never got to be, we were after school kids real quick that to make us feel better, they made us the cheerleaders of the cheerleaders. It's not even a thing, but that's how awkward I was. They're like, well, we're going to make you kids feel better. You can go cheer the cheerleaders. Really wasn't helpful. Another one would be Return of the Living Dead.
Isn't somebody we know in that movie that became very famous?
No.
What was the cheerleader movie that somebody was in? One of our
Spirit
friends.
Kids, maybe.
I forgot who.
Wonderful.
Oh,
No,
maybe it was what's her name?
No, he's thinking of Sleepaway Camp.
No, I'm thinking of wasn't what's her name? The fuck is Carolyn.
Caroline Williams?
Yeah, wasn't she in Cheerleader
No.
something?
No, she's in Texas Chainsaw Massacre too.
What do you think of
Wait, what are the other two? Wait, what are the other two?
Return of the Living Dead 3, because that was my first Julie, and that's where I got an obsession with red hair, and I started getting body piercings. Melinda Clark was my first, I guess, girl crush, and so that's another one that made a huge impact for me. And then I guess Choppy Mall, Night of the Demons, and Sleepaway Camp 2 would all be tied for like my third favorite. Because I remember renting these from the grocery store and sneaking little airline bottles of liquor from my grandparents' cabinet with my cousin. Just wonderful memories, and my first time seeing any of these things. So I would say Nightmare on Elm Street, but I know a lot of people say that. But I think that was, that would be my most widely known favorite.
Oh, mine is the Lost Boys. I love the Lost Boys. But we had Kelly Maroney on, was that last week or the week before? She was fabulous.
I want to ask her a question that we've never asked on this show. What monster? What monster were you working with that really gave you the willies?
Well, actually, there's one I just worked with. It's part of an anthology that's going to come out. We just shot the teaser for it, and they're raising funds now. And I love anthology, but it's called The Macabre, and they have this Kappa, demon monster, and he was very hard to look at. Even in I would not look at him really in bright lighting just because I wanted to be scared. But they've done such a great job with him, and I hear they're beefing him up. But I love practical effects, and I love suits. I love knowing that it's organically built. Pumpkinhead is another one of my favorites, and that's my favorite of all time. Plus, I love Lance Henriksen. I met him. He's a sweetheart.
Right.
He's my favorite actor. Is Lance Henriksen. And he even gave me one of his Alien tiles and signed the back of it. And I love Lance Henriksen. I think Pumpkinhead is awesome. And we were talking about it on a show. We got interviewed yesterday on the Colorado Festival of Horror show. And we were talking about how I want the 18-inch Pumpkinhead action figure, the big one, because it's hard to get and it's really expensive. But
I've seen a lot of ugly things in the business, monsters and stuff. The thing that spooked me out the most is Joe Castro's rat in The Big Friggin' Rat. It's the size of a Volkswagen car. It is a sickening looking, disgusting, repulsive, saliva hanging from sharp teeth with red eyes, whiskers. It is nauseating. It is so fucking nauseating. And to think that thing was going to eat me, I'm not supposed to say.
Yeah, you can't say.
Anyway, it was
very scary.
That thing is really a friggin' rat. I mean, that's a wonderful piece of work he did.
So hang on. So then let's say, because you've done a lot of horror movies, and I think it's cool because you're actually a fan. Like Ron doesn't really like horror movies. He's in them because he gets cast, but he doesn't really watch them all. I watch them all in my office when I'm
waiting to play in Gone with the Wind again, Clark Abel's part.
We need rom-coms. We need to bring back more rom-coms for you.
Yes.
You would be the one giving the advice, or you'd be the person that comes in to give therapy to these people, and you're just like, you know what? You guys are screwed. Get out of my office.
No, I'm seriously thinking of directing a film. I want to see how it works. If I've been in the business 67 years, 63 years. So I worked with the best director in the world, who was that kind of woman. What's his name? The famous one. My God. I don't know his name. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's so famous. Anyway, one of the best directors in Hollywood, Academy Award winner a million times. And I would like to direct a film with the old directing, to bring out the actor's lines, to make the actor move, to make not so many sentences. They write scripts with too much talking. Years ago,
I've seen it.
No, years ago, we had a look. We would look at you, the camera would look back, the other person looked back, and the dialogue was, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to shoot you, now you're dead. And we didn't need to say, stand there, I'm going to shoot you, I'm dead. I find that's what's wrong with a lot of the films today. There's not enough acting, and I don't mean overdoing or corny shit. I mean reality acting. You know, if I see a monster, I may pee myself in real life.
One time I did get robbed, and I didn't have enough time to even turn around completely and process what was going on before they were gone. And that was a real life circumstance where in the movies, I would have jumped over the counter. I would have punched the guy in the face. And we had people in there. When I owned a store, we had customers, and in broad daylight. And I was watching, I believe it was a Hellraiser 4. It was Bloodline. I can't remember which one that was. Beautiful Angelique character. But anyway, I was entranced watching her, and I turn around and they're like, get it, get it, get it. And they grab these boxes and they run out the door. I didn't have time to do anything before they were speeding off. And, you know, I didn't know what they had or what was going on. I wasn't the hero, but you don't know. And again, like in movies, I feel like maybe if you did, you know, it's written a certain way, but there are circumstances where that's not exactly how it would be, which is great cinematically. But I actually agree with you completely where a little bit is not needed sometimes for certain circumstances in these scenes.
Too much talking. Now, Janet Leigh, when she got it in Psycho, okay, Hitchcock was clever enough to make us, the viewer, become her. That's what scared the shit out of everybody. We thought of ourselves in that shower being stabbed by the crazy drag queen. Okay, that's what you have to do in film today, but they don't. They write lines about them. The writer writes about himself and his experience. He doesn't write about us, the viewer. Bring us into the monster. Bring us into the moment. Then
well, that's why I love focus groups, but we can't have that right now. I did one of them, and I thought it was great to get the audience's input, and they did dramatically change things with that feedback. But I don't know how we do that these days, you know, and I know a lot of independent films don't have that, but it was nice to get some ideas on what people wanted to watch, because again, I come in as a fan and I want to watch it and I want to enjoy it. So I think, and the worst thing is when you treat your audience as unintelligent, or you're coming in there and you're not treating your audience with respect. You're just, whatever you're doing, whatever have you, that's disrespectful to them. I think we do need to think more of the audience.
Yeah, like you bought your ticket, now you're stuck. See, years ago we used costumes. Today we wear our own clothes in movies. Mistake. Because if I'm playing a mafia killer from Brooklyn, I have to dress like one, so the audience that dresses the same way as I do will relate to my character and want me to kill everybody off. But we wear our own clothes, and
a lot.
But wait, not necessarily. Like when I was in one movie, they said wear rags because you're gonna get blood all over, and I said no, I don't do blood all over because my hair is white, and if the blood hits my hair, I have pink hair. I can't work with pink hair, so I really have a problem with blood all over.
Hang on, Dave Hughes just joined us. Say hi to Dave Hughes.
No.
He's our resident perv.
Stand up, please. Show him those gorgeous.
Hey, yo, Dave, this is
Dave, look at those. Look at those, Dave. Dave, look. They're magnificent. They are breathtakingly magnificent. They're like velvet clouds.
He's laughing. He loves
it. That's a great marketing tool is cloud boobs.
Yes.
Your boobs look like clouds. Dave just
like the water beds, but just for the pillow, like a nice gel pillow.
No, Dave is the guy I warned you about. That's our perv. He comes in every week. Oh yeah, when there's a gorgeous girl on.
He loves Sadie and he loved Angie Stevenson.
And he loves and Sherry Davis is his dream girl. I mean, so now he's got you with those.
Now we have you
with those clouds.
You're in good company now. You, Sherry Davis,
the Tit
Sadie,
sisters, the Tit sisters.
Yes, everybody. We love Angie.
Hey, listen, Howard Stern made a fortune saying, "Show me your tits."
He did.
Right? He became famous for that. Me, all I talk about is tits, and I get no money, and nobody gives a shit.
Oh well.
You know.
So okay.
What?
Yes. I know the dress. First of all, you always dress very cool though, because I
Yeah.
remember from being in Florida and when we saw you here, and you kind of dress cool all the time, whether you're like going someplace nice or not. You always look nice, even if you were like walking around. So I think that's a big plus though, because people look at you, and although
It's so important.
they look at you, but they also look at you like she's got to be somebody, because if she's always looks beautiful.
One somebody. I don't know how much that's worth, but
Well, you know, in meeting you, I liked you. Now that I know you, I love you. I think you have a wonderful personality. You're very warm, open, and honest, and those are the kind of people I dig. I don't like bullshit people who come off like, you know, tough.
That's fabulous. Regular people.
Fuck you, people. I don't.
So
like
okay, so here's another hypothetical question for you, because these are the questions I like to ask, because it gets people to know you better, and everybody in the chat room gets to see it, and everybody listening. So if you could, number one, if you could have been in any horror movie that you've ever been in, what movie? It doesn't have to be horror. If you could be in any movie that you could have ever been in, what movie would you have liked to been in? And then on a bucket list, because you've already worked with so many people, who's a male and a female actor that it would be on your bucket list? Like, oh my God, I'd love to work with this person.
I would love to have been in Natural Born Killers. That's actually my favorite movie. And
cool.
It's not horror related, but it is still.
That's like Woody Harrelson and Juliette Lewis.
Yeah. And honestly, I would love to work with both of them, or Lance Henriksen. Melinda Clark's another one who's amazing. I'd love to work one-on-one with Tracy Lords. I adore her, and I think she'd be such a great energy to work with directly. But yeah, like Woody Harrelson, he's just fabulous. He's so fun, and he just seems like such a cool friggin' person. Juliette Lewis too. I mean, I follow her, I stalk her on Instagram. She does a lot of music still. She still acts as well, but I mean, Natural Born Killers, I would have loved to just be like anybody in that. Just that I would love if that was on my resume. I would just absolutely
So you could have played the Juliette Lewis role opposite Woody Harrelson, and that would have been fucking awesome.
Did you know that Sue Wong?
If somebody could write me a crazy serial killer role, that's kind of bucket list for me. I don't get to play villains a lot. But if I could have an extensive serial killer role, that's pretty much where I'm going. That's kind of, you know, if I do that, then, you know, I can be done with everything.
I have this wild fantasy that I hope to live out one day. In 1959, I started my career in a movie with Sophia Loren. Now, I would like to end my career playing opposite Sophia. We're both old, and I think we could do a brilliant job together.
I just saw she's acting in something. I saw a headline just this morning, actually.
Yeah, she wants to come back to Hollywood. She's bored. She's alone. Her children are grown. Her husband's passed. She really wants to come back working.
Let's do it.
So I would love to be in a film. Imagine starting my career and ending my career with Sophia Loren would absolutely be miraculous.
Dave Hughes says that he loves Juliette Lewis and he chats with her regularly. So Dave, introduce her.
He does?
Dave knows a lot of people.
How does he do that?
I love so many films. I mean, she's fabulous. She's one of my favorites. Absolutely. She's always I love the way she moves. I love how she can switch to crazy, but go innocent. I mean, she's got some of the best films under her belt. Absolutely.
Who are you talking about? I missed
Juliette Lewis.
Juliette Lewis, yeah.
I love it. I think that's
you're
terrific.
The same way. I mean, I'm not familiar with all your work, but I've seen some of it.
I'm not familiar either.
But you're not. Listen, I blow smoke up no one's ass. I'm famous for that. I tell the truth. You're believable. I don't have a problem with you in a film. Some people I do, but not you.
Thank you.
No, you're natural. You go for it.
Actually,
you work it.
B. Claudia says there's a Sophia Loren movie called Life Ahead, and it's coming out on Netflix soon.
I know. Sophia didn't have any Restylane or Botox or a facelift. Her face is totally natural, and she's 86 years old.
She said olive oil was her key. She blamed olive oil on her.
Well, I use olive oil also all my life. People say, Ron, how do you have such beautiful skin? I'm 80 years old, by the way. And I say, well, olive oil. Olive oil is my secret. I use it all the time on my face.
You all roll around in olive oil. especially
Well, no, olive oil absolutely is an antiseptic. People don't know that. Olive oil takes bacteria off the skin, and bacteria is what ages us, dries us out, and wrinkles us. Anyway, getting back to Sophia. Sophia is not afraid to go on a camera anymore, not looking the magnificent Sophia Loren that
Still
she was. But she's a beautiful 86-year-old woman.
I mean, absolutely. That's insane. I think that especially women need to get over that. Get over your wrinkles or your lines or whatever. Just go out there and be fabulous and don't give a shit. I think it's roll around in olive oil. Try different stuff like that. But I would love to see more icons out there not feeling like they should be ashamed and they shouldn't be out there making wonderful performances for us.
No, I think they should make Barbie dolls that are 85 years old. Because I won't mention her name. We have a very darling friend of ours who's probably close to 70. She's got the body of death, legs for days, face fabulous, blonde hair. She looks like a Barbie doll. And I think they should make a 70-year-old Barbie doll to teach girls that when you get to be 70, you could still be slim, trim, and sexy without looking like a fool trying to be 19.
Take care of yourself, be proud of yourself, and embrace things you can't change. Yeah. I mean, I'm never going to have enough money to be able to keep up with this shit. But am I going to stop? No, because I have too much fun. But
no, but there's beauty in every decade. I mean, I'm 80 and I won't stand next to a 21-year-old. Of course not. I look like shit. But I'll stand next to an 80-year-old and I look better because I take care of myself. I maintain who I am. There's nothing wrong with being 80. I'm proud of it. The wisdom.
I think the shirts too. The shirts, like you were saying, the Hawaiian shirts help in the nice colors and having beautiful people around and that painting behind you, an astro, just things like that. You look very, happy and just thriving. You're not in graves, like Jimmy was saying, and no one's in prison. There's not like a gray wall with a gray sofa.
I love colors and loudness.
Yeah, but if you lend me some money, I could divorce Jimmy, and I think I'd be happier. Yeah. Jimmy and I are having. We'll be married 9 years in October, and
we got married on my birthday,
and it's annulment time.
No, it's not.
You know what an annulment means?
Yes, I know.
We never had sex.
No, it doesn't mean you never had sex.
It does.
I think we're right past annulment.
Yes, we're way past annulment.
We're 9 years worth.
All right, Britney Spears, you got to come up with something different.
Listen, when you come to LA, let's get together. I like you a lot.
There are $27 flights now between Vegas and Burbank. And yes, I found
we almost were going to Vegas to see Sykes' birthday, 50th birthday party. She was doing it in Vegas. I would have invited you. She wouldn't mind, but now they're doing it in Phoenix, Arizona.
We do have an actual red carpet premiere this weekend for Paranormal Attraction, and I will be there safely, keeping distance, have my mask, a fabulous dress just for you guys. It's at the Galaxy Theaters at Boulevard Mall out here, I believe it's called.
Please put pictures on my Facebook page if you want to go. We need it. We need to see glamour.
I'll send you guys the red carpet. I'll be live reporting for Jimmy Starr and Ron Russell on the red carpet.
Terrific. Because everybody likes that stuff. They love to see who you're wearing and all that shit.
So who is it again? It's this Saturday night?
It's this Saturday night at 5 p.m. Boulevard Mall, Galaxy Theater. And we have a fabulous movie and Paranormal Attraction. And if you look it up, there's a trailer. It's very scary looking. I think I'm going to be I like to sit in the back anyway. But I want to be out there. I want to see who's going to, dress up and hang out with some amazing people, some faces you might recognize. So
lucky you. I am dying. I used to say to Jimmy, another fucking red carpet. I hate them. We have to drive in an hour and a half from Palm Springs to LA. Now I would walk to a red carpet. I'm so desperate.
So let's talk a little bit about, because are you an actual, you dress very gothic and you have tattoos. What kind of music do you actually listen to? And if you tell me Barry Manilow, I think it's going to be awesome.
Goth.
Yeah,
I think she does.
I listen to a lot of different things. Peter Gundry is one of my favorite people to listen to, and he's a composer. He did a lot of music on Game of Thrones, and it is a lot of witchy, very dramatic, kind of vampiric sort of
Yeah,
theatrical.
I would say you dress more Stevie Nicks than Gothic.
Well, I have an awful lot of sequins. I think that's Vegas's influence. But I mean, I listen to all kinds of different things. My Spotify is full of all crazy. Tori Amos. I've been listening to a lot of Tori Amos lately. Sort of more emotional things. Not as much rock or heavy metal as you would imagine, and I'm always a sucker for 80s hair bands. I'm never not. Motley Crue's always going to be my
Me
favorite.
too. I love the 80s
always
hair
a hair band child. So I wanted to grow up to be a video vixen, or I ushered into Scream Queen. You know, Linnea Quigley was one of them, and Brinke Stevens another one that I grew up just idolizing, and even like Tiffany Shepis was another one that I thought these women were amazing. And that's kind of what I'm continuing to try to do with my work, is leave something that is going to make it all kind of roll in, that one role that everyone's like, okay, that's a fabulous movie, a great role, like whether I've got to be naked on top of tombstones to do it. And then also something that maybe someone else sees that's like, okay, well, I'm going to do it. She didn't care. She didn't, make a lot of money. She didn't do a lot of crazy, famous things, but she had fun and she did what she wanted to do on her own terms. So
And
that's how I feel, the same way.
And hang on, and so, but how cool is that? Because you mentioned some of the people you mentioned that were your idols, and now as an adult, you've made movies with them because you made a movie with Brinke Stevens. And so, how cool is that?
A lot of them I've worked with or met, and it's been crazy because, especially working, like I did a film where I was side by side with Brinke. And that was just crazy it was Meat Hook Massacre 4. And we were like shoulder to shoulder. And she's just one of the sweetest, most amazing people. Deborah Lamb's another amazing woman that I admire these women. I look up to them. I love watching their films, and they inspired me. And so no matter what happens, I always have that. And as a fan, that's something you can't knock. That's something I can always look on and be like, well, hell, bucket list. I've reached a lot of my goals, but I didn't have any kind of.
You're a young girl. Stop it. You got a whole life ahead of you. Cut the shit. You're going to have so many successes ahead of you. Now, how do you feel about getting out of horror and going legit? Like Sadie Katz. Sadie Katz, I'm so proud of her. In October, she's on Love Channel. Lifetime. In a Lifetime movie. And I said, Sadie, this could be the start. And she's starring with, what's his name? Ed Asner. So, she's getting out of horror a little by little. Sadie,
not getting out. She's just adding it to her resume.
She's growing out of it, going into legitimate movies. I call them.
You can't call them legitimate though, because horror movies gross more money than.
No, I know that, but I call what the fuck you want to call them? Movies, regular
mainstream.
Not killer movies. She's in a fucking love story or some corny bullshit. But anyway, I'm happy for Sadie. Sadie and Miles asked me to give her away at their wedding. That's how close we are. If I'll cry all the way. I cry easily. I love Sadie like my other kid. And I would be so thrilled to give Sadie.
So wait, let her answer the question though. Do you have a desire? Well, she already did a movie though. Space Captain and Callisto. That's a mainstream movie with all mainstream people. She doesn't play. It's not a horror movie.
Who did?
She did.
I would love.
Well, I just fucking asked her that. How does it feel stepping out of horror?
Okay.
You dumb queen. Oh, he's such a sissy Mary. I'm mad at him, by the way. We're not talking. I'm mad. Our washing machine blew up. Water all over. It was a disaster. I had to wash the floor like a slave, and I did. Wooden floors. Bitches. Okay. Now there was wet clothes in the dryer. I said, Jimmy, could you put the wet clothes outside so they won't smell of mildew? He picked them up wet and walked across.
I did not. I put them in a bucket.
Shut up, Mary. You walked across the
I put them in a bucket.
He walked across the wooden floor, water all over my beautiful floor that I walked. 2 seconds to clean it up. I said to him, it's over. I want you out. We're divorcing. I don't love you anymore and no more. So today at the store, I bought him gummy bears at the store.
They're great.
That was kind of like apology. Let's be friends again.
Anyway, so how do people follow you guys? You guys can go look up Julianne Prescott on IMDb, see all of her movies, and you can see all the great stuff she's been in. You're not on Twitter, are you?
No, I'm not really great with technology. I get a little confused. I am on Instagram. It's Julie, Julie _ANNE_Prescott with 2 T's. And then I'm on Facebook. I haven't made a fan page just because I've always been kind of more hands-on. So I have never made like an actual official page. I just tell everybody to go on IMDb. And if you want to be more personal, then Instagram's great. You can send me a Facebook, but I got to clean that up. There's so many dead accounts and just weird things and bots. I need to go through there one day and just kind of clean it up. And then I can add beautiful friends.
I have to do that too. I have to get rid of people every time somebody
new
I meet wants to come up.
Ruined.
Anyway.
Listen, did you know that your being on our show gives you an IMDb credit?
Well,
yeah, so it's one more.
So you'll have another one.
You'll have another number
to go with the 100 and something that you've already got.
Everyone,
I love you guys, and I'll definitely be sharing this from the rooftops and telling people to tune in not only to this but future shows. And then if they're in the business, reach out. It's fantastic. I had a wonderful time with you guys.
Wait a minute. I'm so thrilled. I still can't get over it. Meanwhile, jealous fucking people have not even congratulated me. Evil people. Sue Wong calls them the vampires. But anyway, we are Los Angeles Times and the Weekly Times and the Weekly Times and New York Times. Weekly Times said that Jimmy's and my show is the #1 in the world. We beat out Andy Cohen and what's his name again? I forgot. The other one.
I watch you guys.
He always says Howard Stern, but
Howard Stern, we beat him out.
We beat a lot of people out.
I think his show's a little bit too much news. I prefer to watch you guys. You're way more fun. Little, goes a long way with just being interactive. So I think you guys are way more fun and more personable. I mean, he's kind of lost his, in my personal opinion, super fun value. It's gotten a little more serious over there, and I'm not. There's enough of that. I see it. I got it, but. This is way more fun. I love this.
They wrote in the chat room that we were ahead of Joe Rogan because he's actually the pinnacle of all podcasts.
I don't even know who he is. Who is? That's the one that makes $3 million a year.
25 million.
Fuck him.
He makes 25 million a year.
He makes 25 million a year, and I don't get paid shit.
You get paid in love.
I don't get a fucking nickel.
Anyway, Joe Rogan is
zilch. I get nothing.
Is the most downloaded show in the world.
I want 25.
I've never watched this show.
I've watched it. I've watched it. But Joe Rogan was a TV guy. He used to do that TV show where you ate bugs.
Is he as funny as I am?
No, he's not. No.
Was it Fear Factor?
Yeah, he was the host of Fear Factor.
Yeah.
He had a huge. He had a huge audience.
25 million.
If he doesn't do Fear Factor, I'm not watching.
What makes anyone worth
Before you go,
million?
We're gonna leave with a joke because Dave Hughes, the man who loves your boobs, wrote a joke in here. It's not about you, but it's because Ron mentioned the washing machine. It says, "What's the difference between a woman and a washing machine?"
What is it?
Son's subservient. Go on.
No, you can drop a load in a washer and it doesn't follow you around for 2 weeks.
Very good.
So everybody,
I told you he was a perv. You didn't
so you guys,
me.
this is Julianne Prescott. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We wish you all the success in your careers. Have fun this weekend at the red carpet, and we'll be seeing you soon.
What a nice visit, my honey bunch. It was a sweet, nice visit.
Yay! Look at that.
See you at the carpet.
See you later. Bye.
Bye, honey.
All right, everybody.
What a sweet girl.
Absolutely fabulous. All right, you guys, we're going to bring in our next guest. Hang on, though, before you do Rebel. You can hear the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell on W4CY Radio from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time or 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern time on Wednesdays. We're also on K4HD Radio, Jackalope Radio, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spreaker, Apple TV, Podbean, Spotify, and Pandora. And on television, we're on Comcast, Roku, Vimeo, YouTube, and Jimmy Star's World Television. All right, we're going to bring in our next guest, one of the coolest guys ever, one of the best guitar players in the world, Mr. Rocky Kramer. Hello, Rocky. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
Fantastic.
Hey, Rocky, how are you?
Look at him. He's like got all those amps and shit behind him. Like he looks fabulous. All right, everybody. So this is Rocky Kramer. Before we get started, I know you already know Ron because we went to dinner, but I got to introduce my cool, outrageous man about town, Ron Russell.
Hey, handsome. How's
Hello.
it going? How's it going, baby?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Then we have a chat room full of people from all over the place. So please say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Hello. I'm sharing it, so hopefully there's some people here. see this.
Absolutely. That's good. There's a whole bunch of people, and they're all saying he's from Norway. They already know stuff about you. So it works out really good. So
And he doesn't have a Norwegian accent. If you listen to him, his English is perfect.
And look how nice his teeth are. Smile.
He's a handsome fellow. He's the new Elvis Presley.
All right, everybody. So let's do a quick intro. All right,
Yes,
everybody. Now I
quick
want
intro.
to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the incredibly talented Rocky Kramer. Hello and welcome to the show. Yeah.
Yay.
So you guys, Rocky is an incredible musician artist. He's from Norway. He's a modern day Viking. He wrote his first album at age 13. He released a new album called Firestar. We got him on the show today. We're super excited. So how's everything going? You good?
It's been good. It's called Firestorm, by the way. It's been great. And just kind of hanging in there. It's been a crazy year, and just trying to figure out what to do, at home. So I've just been doing stuff at home, making videos, doing stuff on Twitch. So it's great. Last night we had 1,491 people maximum. That was fun. A lot of fun.
I love that. So you guys, what he's talking about too, it's a thing he does every Tuesday night. It's called Rock and Roll Tuesdays on Twitch. To get to it, you go to twitch.tv/Rocky Kramer and tell everybody what you do there.
So it's called Rock and Roll Tuesdays. I figured since I can't do a rock and roll show in front of real people, I want to do it in front of the internet. So it's about a 2-hour show. Every time it's on Tuesdays, 7 p.m. I just do a mixture of covers, and I do some originals, particularly if people ask. So what's happening is that people tune in not knowing who I am, and then they figure out who I am, so they start listening to my music, and then they want to hear my original music next time. So that's kind of fun.
Oh, that's good, though, because that's what you want to happen.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people know who you are, Rocky. I think you're selling yourself short. You're a fabulous guitarist, that's for sure. How's your buddy? The guy we went to dinner with? What was his name?
Kim Richards.
I forget names. Kim Richards. How's Kim?
Oh, he's fantastic. He's doing very well.
Hey, Kim. We'll say hi to Kim. Hey, Kim.
Say hi to Kim for me.
Say hi to Kim, everybody.
Hi, Kim.
You guys, Kim is with Allied Artists Music Group, which is who puts Rocky's music out.
Right. And we went to dinner one night with them, and we had a great time. That guy and I talked about old Hollywood the whole night. Nobody could get a word in. Kim and I. He knows as many old movie stars as I do. And it was to me, it was a fabric, even though it didn't have tablecloths, which upset me. But, the price of dinner was a lot. It was an expensive restaurant. They could have given us a tablecloth. Anyway, Kim is an interesting guy, and his stories were wonderful, and I'd love to do it again. You guys have to come to our house for dinner.
Oh,
as soon as it cools off. Yeah, we're going to have you guys over. I built a pizza oven out in the patio, so I'm going to make homemade pizzas.
So let's talk a little bit, because you've been a musician. You're very young, first of all. People don't have to know how young, but you're like young. And lots of people know you and know your name.
He's not jailbait.
No, he's not jailbait. But what I find interesting is that you're like an actual real rock and roller, because like you do all these covers. You guys, if you go to YouTube and plug in Rocky Kramer, he's done all kinds of music video covers. And some of the people that one of these people, I didn't know who it was. I don't know who Churches are. Keep you on my side, but he did Queen, The Show Must Go On, Linkin Park, Breaking the Habit, Foo Fighters, The Pretender, Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb, which is probably my favorite, and he just did Mama by Genesis and Phil Collins like a week ago. So how do you pick the songs that you do? Because you listen, those are all like classic type songs, and for your age, you would think you'd be picking out music from more current artists. You're kind of like a rock star who listens to like the real rock stars.
That's right. The thing is that I grew up in the 90s, and I didn't really listen to the music that was out at the time. I much preferred the 80s and the 70s, and that's inspired me growing up. And now this year, I wanted to just pay tribute to the artists that inspired me growing up. And the first one that came to mind was Pink Floyd. I love David Gilmour. I love Roger Waters. The whole band. It's a fantastic band. And I thought it was a great way to start off my tributes to the artists and bands that inspired me. And the way I pick them is generally one aspect is I want to do basically a song of every artist that inspire me, but I also want to do a song that I can add my own touches to it. So it's not just a copy of the original. I add something to it that's a little different than the original. So sometimes it's giving it more of an 80s sound, or maybe it's making it more like a metal sound. It's just a matter of what comes to my mind when I'm working on it, and that's just
But you're very smart, because a classic is a classic. That's why they call them classics. And playing classic music is music that everybody enjoys. So many bands have come and gone with music that we don't even remember, but we all remember the classics.
That's true. So it's a good place to go. And it shows your talent, which brings people then to want to listen to your new, anything that's yours and that's original. So tell everybody a little teeny bit about, you have an album out. It's called Firestar. It's a concept album. Give us a couple sentences on that.
Sure. So Firestorm, I wrote it when I was 16, and I was just writing about what it's like to be a teenager growing up, and that transition from adolescence to adulthood. And I was inspired by a lot of things. So the album is kind of on the surface, it's inspired by Pink Floyd, The Wall, or Dark Side of the Moon, but there's also influences by a lot of other artists. Like you'll hear a little bit of AC/DC, like classic rock. You'll hear a little bit of Metallica, more metal, and it just sort of goes through these different things. And it takes you on a musical journey. I think it's definitely one of those things where you want to listen to it from start to finish, not just pick up a song here and there.
Exactly. I want to apologize for the sunglasses. I'm not trying to be a star. I had a cataract removed in my left eye, so the bright lights here affected me, so I have sunglasses on. I just wanted to clear that point up.
Yeah, he had a cataract surgery. He doesn't always wear his glasses.
I didn't want you to think I had fucking attitude.
Oh, how long is the recovery for that?
And instantly, they put the new lens, they take the old lens off, they put the new lens in, and it takes about 4 weeks for it to be totally healed. But you're light sensitive, and I've had both done. So the lights here are very bright, so I have sunglasses on. Otherwise, if I take the sunglasses off, I don't see anything but bright light. It's scary. It's scary. I even watch TV at night with sunglasses. So it takes a couple of days, a week to. Anyway, I'm fine. You're young. You don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about it for a while.
Worry about your music, because you're a good guitarist, and you really have to. It's so sad that we have this virus, because you're talented and your music is so good. You should be touring. You should be playing all over. You should be in Palm Springs playing in the clubs all over the place. And I know how horrible that is, that you have to stay in the house and not produce your music and tell people, listen, hey, look what I've got. I'm a good guitarist. My music is great. Listen in.
Which, you guys, you can follow Rocky on Twitter and Instagram. He's at Rocky Kramer. You can also go to his website that has everything on it. It's www.rockykramer.com. It's ROCKYKRAMER.com. And then just plug in Rocky Kramer on YouTube, and all the videos will actually come up. He's also got a great video for an original song he did called Rockstar. And I think that's so cool that you have a song called Rockstar, because like in my head, when I see you, I think, oh my God, he's like a rock star. And now you've got a song called Rockstar. So I think it's really cool. And people really need to listen to it, because they have no idea. We bring a lot of musicians on the show, and a lot of them are actually really talented, but most of them.
Come on, we have some of the most famous of famous.
But most of them, but a lot of the up and coming bands that we bring on, they're bands, so like they don't have anybody stand out. Where you're the band, you have, backup people that do stuff, but you're like the front man and you do everything. I think it's super great.
To say it in quick words, you want to enjoy music? Tune into Rocky. It's that simple. I mean, fuck all the bullshit. I hate all that hyper stuff. The guy plays a damn good guitar. He has good.
He sings.
That's our dog. Studio in the house now is a nightmare. He sings good. He sings good too. Let's put it this way, folks. I'm a fan, and I'm not a fan of too many people.
Thank you.
We're trying to get the dog up so it doesn't bark. He's a 7-pound little monster.
Come here.
Do you have any dogs?
I don't have dogs.
Hey,
you have a dog? What kind?
No, he
No,
said
no,
he doesn't.
Oh no, how come you don't have a dog?
I would like Pomeranian. Those are very cute.
Oh, they're cute.
Oh,
Yes,
but I heard
they
that-
shed a lot of hair.
Yeah, but I heard they could be nasty. Pomeranians have a nasty streak. Is that true?
I don't know. No, I don't think so.
No. So now you're a single guy. You're not married, and you're straight. So what do you like in a girl? What kind of girl would you date?
I think that the most important thing is probably chemistry. You know how when you meet someone, you feel like you've known each other for a long time. That's
Yeah.
maybe the special thing.
That's
It's not
how I
necessarily about, it's not necessarily about it has to have this or this or this or that. It's a matter of that.
Do you like blondes, brunettes, or redheads, or all of them?
I would probably prefer blondes. But you gotta keep in mind, I'm from Norway. I'm from Norway. Like Norway's like 60-70% blonde people. It's what you grow up with. You know what I mean? Like what
So
you're used
what happened? Wait, what happened to you? You have black hair.
well, I didn't
He
always
means the girls have blonde hair.
No, I know, but he has black hair. I mean, look, the Norwegian men. I know a few. My friend Billy Vogel. I think he was Norwegian. He was a blonde. They're very blonde up in that cold country.
It gets freezing in Norway, right?
Freezing.
Oh, it's very cold, yeah.
So how do you like being in California then? Our weather, even though it's hot, you like it better, right, than the freezing?
I like it better when it's under like 80. When it goes above 80, like when it hits the 90s or the hundreds, that's not. I mean, you guys are in Palm Springs. It's so hot there. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hot.
Kill you. You know what we should do? We should have a lot of fun. We should do a contest. Date Rocky contest. Have a bunch of girls send us pictures of who they are. Then Rocky will pick out the picture of the girl he'd like to date, and he takes her on a date in LA. And then we'll cover it. That would be fun. And what if you and the girl fell in love and you got married? Then we could cover the wedding.
Yeah.
Then we could cover the fact that you got her pregnant before you
I think you're going way too fast.
You missed my joke. I said then we could cover that you got her pregnant before you got married. and now you got twins for kids.
So anyway, just ignore him, Rocky.
Oh, it's fun. We have listen in these times of sourness and virus and nonsense. We need to laugh, and we need to laugh at no matter what it is. If it makes you laugh, don't censor it. Just laugh.
Absolutely. So oh my God.
So you
I just forgot what I was gonna ask.
Old.
Yes, we're getting old. We are getting old.
I gotta get a young one like you. I need a young one like him.
Nah, he's not that young. No, he's young actually.
He's young. He's younger than you are. I got news for you. Dirt is younger than you.
That's true. You gotta love it.
Jimmy's older than Dirt.
So you actually come from a very musical family, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do, yeah, definitely. My father played first violin in the Trondheim Symphony Orchestra for 40 years. So
wow.
When they were starting out they didn't even have a symphony orchestra when he started out. It was like I think he was calling it a chamber orchestra or something. It's like a smaller version of it. And he was a part of that whole thing. They started it out, and it was just incredible. And he met my mom through playing because she was singing in a choir, and they were performing together. It was a choir and a symphony because they're doing a big, symphony with a choir. So that's how they met, and that's why I exist. And she was also a piano teacher. There was just a lot of music in the house. We actually had 2 pianos in the house because she was the piano teacher. My dad, he loves playing piano, even though he's not necessarily trained at it. It's like his second instrument. So it was just a lot of music in the house. And of course, I picked up the violin at an early age and took it from there. Eventually, played the guitar.
What else do you play?
That's why you have such a good ear for music, because when you play a violin, the violin is this is true. The violin is next to your ear, and the brain is picking up the vibrations of the violin. That's how come you play a good guitar, because you're picking up the vibrations from your guitar.
So wait, how many? Because what other instruments? You play the piano. Also, what other instruments do you play?
Sure. So guitar, violin, piano, and I'll include keyboard synthesizers in that category. I also play drums, which is I wanted to be a drummer when I was a kid, and that was how I started out with a band. Was just my brother and I playing together in his bedroom. I would make up my own drum set out of like ice cream boxes and use pencils. And that's how I started out. And then because he had a guitar, I wanted to be a guitar player because it was just cool listening to him play. And of course, there were a lot of other guitar players. I love listening to guitar players. So
I love drummers. Like about a month ago, we had Rick Allen, who's the drummer from Def Leppard.
Yeah, he's wonderful
on the show. We had like a blast, and we had Bobby Blotzer from Rat, and we had the guy from Pop Evil. We've had a bunch of drummers because I like drummers.
And now we have you. I took piano lessons, and I got up to "Every Good Boy Deserves Dessert." I think
every good boy does fine.
Oh, every good boy does fine, and then I stopped.
Yeah,
too much for me to learn. I'm sorry now because I would love to have. We have a piano in the house, and nobody plays it. I would love to have played the piano. It's a good therapy.
If anybody wants to learn an instrument at an early age, pick the piano. That's good advice. Piano,
and it's a beautiful instrument. The piano. It's a whole evening of music. Just one little box makes an evening of music.
So, are there any
I'm hungry. You hungry?
Are there any bands now, like modern day bands, that you actually listen to at all? I don't care if they're popular now, but are there any bands that strike you that are bands of the last couple of years that you like, or do you pretty much stick with all the because I on Spotify, I listen to 70s and 80s music pretty much on all my playlists. So that's what I actually like, but I like some of the current stuff too, but I listen to more hip hop and pop than
If I remember right, I think Rocky and I spoke at dinner that he liked the music from the 40s, the big bands, the Glenn Millers. Am I right? Was it you?
You know what? I've been listening to that lately, and I don't know much about it. I just put on a Spotify playlist of 1940s hits. It's actually really it's really fun to listen to because it's a very different mentality. Because nowadays everything is let's figure out how much we can do in the studio.
Exactly. Then it was it was real doing. Benny Goodman, Glenn Miller, Woody Herman, all of those great players of the 1940s were wonderful instrument players. What's his name? The trumpet guy, Harry James. Oh, and Gene Krupa on the drums. They were masters, and they made music what it is today because you're standing on their shoulders for sure.
Yeah,
definitely. Learn that music, and your music will improve.
Yeah, and it's real talent. And nowadays, it's auto-tune this and auto-tune that. Back then, you had to get it right, and that's real talent you're listening to.
There were no phony machines to cover up anything. If you screwed up on a note, boy, oh boy, it was heard by hundreds of people on radio. So, you were really scrutinized. And they did it. I mean, Benny Goodman or Glenn Miller, my God, In the Mood, that music just haunts you. It's wonderful music. And you don't have to say, oh, it's old-fashioned. It's not old-fashioned. Music is never old-fashioned. The Moody Blues are not old-fashioned. They may not be in today, but they're certainly not old-fashioned. You agree?
Great band.
Did you like the Moody Blues?
Yes.
I did also.
I listened to them more recently, and it's I love listening to music, and even when it's old. Uriah Heep, been listening to that because of the recent death, and just I'm hearing songs that are new to me but that are loved by a lot of other people. It's just it's amazing.
Well, there are groups. My favorite group who I love, and I can't think of the studio musicians who we love. I always listen to their music. They were studio musicians that became a band. Oh yes, my God, their music is so beautiful, and. If it comes to me during the show, I'll scream it out. Anyway, their music, I listen to it, and it's as new today as it was 30 years ago or 20 years ago when I listened to it when I was a younger guy. Music to me is ageless. Lauren Bacall. You know who Lauren Bacall is? Humphrey Bogart's wife. Yeah. All right. Lauren Bacall said to me one night, she said, "Ron, a film is only old after you've seen it." I apply that to music. Music is never old, no matter how many times you listen to it.
Sure.
I believe.
I agree. I mean, I love music that it has nothing. There's nothing new about it at all, but because of how it's done and the thought that put into it, it's just it's timeless.
I get it. We play what channel do we get on the car radio?
We listen to Sirius.
Sirius FM. And when A Horse with No Name comes on,
He likes America, the band America.
Yeah.
I get the same thrill today as I did years ago when they do that Horse with No Name out in the desert with a horse with no name.
It's so good to be out of the rain.
I love that song. And Sailing. I love Sailing by Christopher Cross. So there's so many beautiful songs that have been done years ago that still could be done today. And I think that your music is going in that direction from just talking to you.
I've listened to it, so I think it's like fabulous. So I want to know. So do you have a guitar? Can we hear you just play something? You don't have to play long, just to hear something.
Because we're not allowed to play your music anymore. You know that.
We can do it live.
Yeah, but we can't do your recorded stuff.
We're not allowed to play your recorded stuff because they shut us down. That's why we have to have you like play it.
I don't know why
live.
they're pulling that shit. I mean, it's so sad because we have so many stars that come on and we could promote their music and we can't. But yeah, hit a couple of strings for us.
You want to hear some strings? So you don't want me to
say that again?
You don't want me to play a song?
Yeah, play a song.
You
play a song. You got time. We got plenty of time. Play a song for us. Let's do it.
It's your show, babe. Go for it.
Everybody wants to hear. They're gonna love it because they're gonna be super impressed.
The brown acoustic. So
okay.
Okay. I switch my sound.
Oh, that's good.
Perfect. It's my Fender. Let's see, my Fender acoustic.
Okay.
So that's fun. All right. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
This thing called love, I can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get around to it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. Ooh, this thing called love, it cries in a cradle all night. It swings, it jives. She's all over like a jellyfish. I kinda like it. She's a little thing on. There goes my baby. She knows how to rock and roll. She drives me crazy. She gives me hot and cold fever. She leaves me in a cold, cold sweat. I gotta be cool, relax, get on my tracks, take a back to hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready. Here's a little problem. I gotta be cool, relax, get on my tracks, take a backseat, hitchhike, take a long ride on my motorbike until I'm ready, rocky, crazy little thing called love. Ooh, this thing called love, I can't handle it. This thing called love, I must get around to it. I ain't ready. Crazy little thing called love. 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 Crazy little thing called love.
Yay! That was fucking awesome. That was terrific. The chat room loves it, and you sounded terrific. Because we've had two other bands in the last couple of weeks play, and they sounded okay, but you sounded terrific. It was fucking awesome. That's
because he's better than Elvis Presley. Listen, go out and buy his music, everybody, and enjoy yourselves.
I freaking love it. So you have to do me a favor because B. Claudia is one of our biggest fans / friends, and she lives in Germany. and she's a huge Queen fan. She's sitting there like just dying. Oh, he's so adorable! Yay, he loves it. La di da. So just say hi to B for me. Say hi, B.
Hello, B.
There you go. No, that was freaking awesome, and I love Queen. I think that you always have great choices. You always make great choices in selections of things that you do. You like that, right, Ron?
Absolutely. It's my kind of music. You know, it's from my day. It's rock and roll, baby. It's like Elvis Presley music. You know.
And you also played.
We used to do the Lindy to that. There was a jitterbug dance. It was like a jitterbug, but less. It was called the Lindy. And you know, you spun the girl around, and it was a heavy rock. I love that shit. My feet were moving like I was dancing. I thought I was going to knock the lights over.
She says when we put the show out, she's going to tweet it to Brian May. It's live now, so everybody's seeing it. So that like works perfect because she's like totally like loves it. So
even the dog loved it. The dog was dancing.
Yeah, I know. Somebody in the chat room wrote the dog's jamming out to the music.
Astro was dancing with me, right? Astro, do you love that music?
He's wagging his tail, so you gotta like love it.
He likes your music, Rocky. My dog does, and now you're in like Flynn.
Wonderful.
Right? He's so cute. Yeah, he's so cute. We like love the dog. Okay, so let's do some plugs real quick for you too, you guys, because not only is Rocky's working on new music, he's got his album Firestar that's out now. But check this thing out. These are all the people that he's endorsed by, and I took this off their website. So if any of them are wrong, it's not my fault. But you guys, listen to this. Yeah. So Rocky Kramer plays and endorses Fender guitars, Spiral Electric FX pedals, ENGL, I guess Engel amplifiers. Is that right, Engel?
That's Engel.
Engel amplifiers, Clear Tone strings, Jim Dunlop Jazz 3 guitar picks, and Crybaby Wah Wah. I don't know what that is exactly. What's a Crybaby Wah Wah?
It sounds like wah 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 when you play.
Okay.
Or all the 60s and 70s, they all used a lot of wah wah.
Yeah, I love that. Like Peter Frampton used to do a lot of that. Peter Frampton did a lot of that.
Years ago, they did wah 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 wah.
Yes. Then you got Fractal Audio Systems and DoD effects pedals. So for an artist who's still breaking out, you're like totally like kicking ass, especially with all those great endorsements and the new album. I don't know why all these people are like calling me on my phone. That's
once this pandemic is gone, which it should be after the election, I suppose, and you're back out, I have a good gut feeling that you're going to be a superstar, that you're going to be really, really out there working your buns off. I said this to a Broadway actress, Bernadette Peters, who I knew. She was Lazara Bread Company's daughter in Long Island. And I knew Bernadette Peters before she became Broadway's #1 singing star. And I saw her in Dames at Sea. And I said, Bernadette, you are going to be a great star. I had a gut feeling, and I had the same feeling for you. And now look at Bernadette Peters, #1 Broadway star, up there with that Ethel Merman and the rest. You're good. You got something. I don't know what it is, but you got something.
The it factor. It's the it factor.
The it factor.
Love it.
You're gonna be, baby. And remember us when you are.
Are those your own teeth? Because you have like the nicest teeth. You have such a good smile.
Young fella.
I know it doesn't matter though. Look when he smiles though. I mean, look at that.
I always talk about teeth.
I know.
Yes, they are my own teeth. They are my own teeth for sure.
Of course they're your own teeth. Jimmy Starr is getting senile. He's really getting weird.
That's not true. Watch out, dog. The dog's in the way. Okay, so now go ahead and ask him if we got a question.
I have a million questions.
Okay, ask one.
Well, one question is, what do you think about New York City and Los Angeles? What are your feelings about the two ends of the earth, our Earth?
Have you been to New York?
So the first time I ever went to the United States, I was 9 years old, and I did actually go to New York because my aunt was living in New Jersey. So I was staying in New Jersey, but I had the opportunity to go to New York and spend some time there. So that was my first experience with the U.S., and it was like magic to me. New York is magic in many ways.
Yes.
I didn't, at the time, I wasn't really much aware of L.A. I knew about Hollywood, but Los Angeles was just not a word in my head. That was later that I realized that I wanted to be here, mainly because New York gets very cold, just like Norway.
Yes.
But here you get palm trees all year. You can just enjoy yourself.
I love that.
No, I always said if New York had California's weather, I would never have moved out of New York City. Never. New York City is the most exciting place in the world. Also Paris, London, okay. Theater, restaurants, But Paris, I enjoy. Paris has got some kind of excitement. But New York City is just exhausting, but a happy exhaustion.
Yeah, exactly. I was watching some footage from the 1930s, but it was actually in color. It was the early color video.
Yeah, what New York looked like.
Of New York, and it was just it's magical. It's unbelievable.
How beautiful everybody was dressed. You know, there was we lived on Long Island, or from Brooklyn is the same thing, and we wouldn't dare go into Manhattan, New York City, in jeans. We dressed. We wore jackets, ties, and white shirts and slacks, and the women wore beautiful dresses and high heels and hats with veils, and that's how we went shopping in Bloomingdale's or Macy's in New York. No one ever went in flip-flops, shorts, and a ripped t-shirt. So when I go to New York now, I say, my God, all the glamour has left New York City, actually the world. Even the great restaurants that we used to go to that were very five-star restaurants, you dressed. Now the restaurants, they go in like slobs. You know, they wear like fuck you t-shirts. I mean, how do you do that when you're going out to a beautiful restaurant? No tablecloths, lousy service. Half of the waiters don't speak English, so they get the order wrong. It's just a mess what's going on in the world today. Sue Wong, who's my darling friend, I don't know if you know who she is. She's a fabulous designer of evening gowns. She's fighting to bring back glamour to the United States and to the world, and she's doing it with her beautiful creations. I'm so in favor of everybody dressing again. Wouldn't it be nice if you got dolled up and went to dinner? You feel special. You feel better than you did when you were a slob. It's so nice to feel good about yourself. I wish you could do something like that in your music and write a song about feel good about yourself, adorn yourself, dress yourself, take yourself to dinner feeling like a superstar, because that's what it was years ago.
Actually,
when we dined in New York.
Actually, though, Rocky, because I got to give you props for that too. You guys go to RockyKramer.com and look at his website, or go to Google and type in Rocky Kramer and then hit images and look at the images. Like, you have the best like promotional pictures. I mean, you look like a rock star. You don't walk around in a pair of jeans and like a t-shirt. Like, you've got like spiked jackets.
You don't look like a slob.
I mean, you actually have some of the most impressive publicity pictures for any up-and-coming artist that I've actually ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them.
He's keeping glamour alive.
Yeah, so you look like a rock star, and I have to give you props for that, because I'm sure everywhere you go, people look at you and like, I wonder who that guy is.
Well, and soon they're going to know who he is, and they're going to be busting his chops for autographs and photographs.
Have you been signing autographs yet?
Oh, a lot of times. All the time.
Yeah.
Don't
I love that.
I don't. I get very embarrassed when people come up to me and say, "Aren't you Ron Russell?" I say, "Well, maybe sometimes." No, and then they say, "Can I have a photograph with you or an autograph?" And I just sign the autograph, best of everything to you, Ron Russell. And I just feel silly doing that. And I've been doing it for a lot of years now, but I never got used to it.
So,
who else was that way? Cary Grant, my idol.
Hold on, because we only got 3 minutes.
He didn't like signing autographs either. He felt stupid.
We only have 3 minutes.
So,
so let me do this real quick. Okay, so let's say the world opens up again, and Rocky Kramer's going on tour. On your bucket list, who would you want to go on tour with? Because it has to be somebody that still tours.
Somebody that still tours. That's what makes it complicated.
I know.
I would say probably I was very influenced by a Swedish guitar player named Yngwie Malmsteen, and his music is very compatible with mine. I think the audience that would want to go to his show would love to see what I do. And
pronounce his name. Pronounce his name again. I know who it is, but I never knew how to pronounce it.
You'll never get it right.
It's Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yngwie, because I know exactly who it is, and I know the music, but I had no idea how to pronounce it. That's very cool. Okay.
He can't even pronounce Smith.
Actually, in the chat room, they think you should go on tour with Queen.
Well,
Queen toured with Adam Landert.
I would love to go on tour with Queen. if they
that would be a good one.
You should come to Palm Springs. There's a lot of queens here. You could go on.
Queen and Aerosmith. They're saying Queen and Aerosmith.
Aerosmith.
Love it.
Queens for days in Palm Springs. All the guys are queens here.
So you guys follow Rocky Kramer. He's on Instagram at Rocky Kramer. It's ROCKYKRAMER. His website is rockykramer.com. His new album, Firestar, is available on all the digital download sites. It's on Spotify, iTunes, everywhere. Support him. He's an indie artist. And let's see, we got one more minute.
Our house, Kim and you, for dinner at our house. As soon as we cool down, we're having a garden party. And I'm going to invite you guys to our garden party. You'll meet a lot of interesting people, and it'll be a nice evening.
Yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. So, Rocky, we wish the best to you, best to the music. Everybody, also don't forget to watch Rock and Roll Tuesdays on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rocky Kramer. We want to thank you for coming on the show, and we'll see you soon.
Rocky.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
And thanks for playing. And thanks for playing live. It was fabulous. It really was.
All the very best of everything wonderful going your way as soon as we're out of this jail.
Thank you.
Because you're really good. You're really great, and you deserve a good break. You're going to get it. It's going to happen. You're going to thank me. You're going to say, Ron, you're a witch. You were right.
All right.
You'll see.
Thanks, Rocky. Everybody in the chat room, thanks so much for tuning in. Everybody listening now all over the world, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys all next week. Have a fabulous weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix. Yeah, we in the mix. It's another episode. Here we go. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes? Download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.